morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions. Thank you again for our time together. I want us to come to the book of Acts chapter 2, something I've been teaching you lately in the main services, but one more reminder of. Acts 2, beginning with verse 1. When the day of Pentecost arrived, they were all together in one place. And there came from heaven a sound like a mighty rushing wind, and it filled the entire house where they were sitting. And divided tongues of fire appeared to them and rested on each one of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in other tongues as the Spirit gave them utterance. Yes, I am a person who believes in the baptism of the Holy Spirit and speaking in other tongues. Yes, I believe that the initial evidence of the baptism of the Holy Spirit, how you know that you have been baptized with the Holy Spirit, is that you do speak in other tongues. But I want you to notice something that did occur only once here, and that was the fire. The fire came down like a pillar and then separated into individual tongues upon each of the 120. Now there's a reason for that, and there's a reason we don't see the fire today. God sent the fire once at the acceptance of the tabernacle of the wilderness to show that he had accepted that place of worship. God sent the fire once to Solomon's temple to show that he had again accepted that place of worship and that his presence would be there. Interesting, we don't find the fire falling in Herod's temple, showing the acceptance of that temple. But it is interesting that we find the fire falling for the new covenant temple of God. There is a pillar of fire and then individual cloven tongues of fire, showing that there are two temples, so to speak, in this new covenant. One is the local church. The pillar of fire shows that God accepted the local church as his temple, as literally, as Peter would say, the naos, or the holy of holies, that we're being built together into a new covenant holy of holies. But also the individual believer. As individuals, God has accepted us. We are. Paul said, don't you know that you are the temple of God? He writes to the church of Corinthians, don't you know? It's so simple. Don't you know that you are the temple of God and that God dwells within you? My friends, sometimes you wonder, has God really forgiven me and has God accepted me? You are the temple of God. God dwells within you. This is why it's very important where we go and what we hang out with and what we put around us and things like that, because God dwells within us. You are the temple of God. Now go back and search the scriptures and see all the things and all the reminders that because we are the temple of God, how we are to treat this body that is God's temple.